Okay, so everyone's talking about Travis Kelce, right? He's a football superstar, but lately it's been for something beyond those amazing catches he makes.
Right.
It seems like the internet just went crazy when the news broke about him and Taylor Swift.
Yeah, the internet basically exploded. It's such a power couple.
That's exactly it.
Talk about a power couple, right?
So we have a YouTube video breaking down all the buzz and snippets from Travis's podcast, New Heights, where he talks to his brother, Jason. You know, Jason's an NFL star, too.
Yeah, also an NFL star. So we're going to dive into, like, what this relationship tells us about Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
About his family and how he handles this kind of fame.
Yeah, because like two different worlds are like colliding now. You've got Swifties, you've got football fans, and they're all kind of processing this.
All trying to figure it out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there's a lot we can learn from this. This is not just gossip.
Right. It's not just like a celebrity.
It's a deep dive.
Yeah, a deep dive. Exactly. So the YouTube video goes into the whole, like, Kaler phenomenon, but let's start with Kelce's own words.
Okay.
Like, in the podcast, he describes Taylor as amazing, fun, someone he's really enjoying getting to know. And there's just this realness to it, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like some publicity thing.
This doesn't feel fake.
Yeah. And think about the scrutiny that celebrity couples get. I mean, he's choosing to be open about this.
That's what's so interesting, right? Like, instead of, like, hiding it or being quiet about it, he's, like, embracing it.
Yeah.
It suggests a real confidence and comfort with his personal life going public.
Totally. And the internet's going bonkers. I mean, Kaler is trending everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
So what does that tell us about how athletes' personal lives are viewed nowadays?
Oh, it's like athletes are under a microscope, right? It's a whole different ballgame. Social media has just changed everything.
Yeah.
The lines are blurred now. It's not just about how you play, it's your whole life.
They're a brand.
Your brand, exactly.
Yeah, and then there's the podcast. Okay, so the dynamic between the Kelce brothers is hilarious.
Oh, they're so funny.
I love listening to them. They're so funny.
It's pure gold.
Their banter's amazing.
So natural.
So Jason, being the playful brother that he is, asks Travis, how does it feel dating like one of the biggest pop stars in the world?
Oh, I love this part.
And Travis, he kind of laughs it off. He's like, honestly, Jay, it's surreal, but at the end of the day, I'm just a dude who loves to play football.
He's so grounded.
It's such a Kelce response.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, he is very self-aware, humble, and you kind of wonder if that's what drew Taylor to him to begin with.
Maybe. You know, we talk about Kelce being grounded, but, like, why?
Okay.
The podcast gives us some clues, right? They talk about their childhood, how family dinners were all those shared experiences that made them close. It shows the importance of a strong support system. And I think that's key in a high-pressure field like pro sports.
Okay, so picture this. Two brothers, both NFL stars, just sitting around talking about their mom's cooking and how important family is.
I love that.
It makes them seem so normal.
It's really humanizing, right? You have these superstars, but they're relatable.
Yeah.
They have these down-to-earth moments.
And it's not just all football talk either.
Yeah.
I mean, they get into like the hard times, you know,
Yeah.
the tough stuff they've faced getting to where they are.
It shows a depth that you don't always see, right? It's not just your typical interview. You see vulnerability, resilience, and how they always support each other.
Always supporting each other. That's so cool. And this is where it gets really interesting because with all the joy and excitement around this new relationship, Travis is honest about the tough side of fame too.
Totally. He talks about the pressure of being in the public eye, especially with this relationship that everyone's watching.
Under a microscope.
Yeah, and he talks about how hard it is to just live a normal life, you know?
He doesn't sugarcoat it.
He's so candid about the challenges. Honestly, it makes him even more likable.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's refreshing. He could just pretend it's all perfect, but he's real about the tough parts of fame, especially when the media and fans are analyzing everything.
Right, like every little thing is scrutinized.
Yeah, and remember how we talked about all the fans and the interest in their relationship? It can get overwhelming. It's like this parasocial relationship thing,
Right.
where people feel connected to celebrities almost like they're part of their lives. And social media makes it so much more intense.
Yeah.
It can feel invasive.
Like they're constantly being watched?
Yeah, like they're under a microscope. How do you protect yourself when your personal life is public?
That's a good question.
It's tough.
I mean, think about how social media affects us, you know?
Right.
We're all curating our online selves to a certain degree.
Exactly. We're all doing it.
So imagine that times 1,000.
Yeah.
It's got to be a lot.
It raises all these questions about authenticity in this digital world.
Right, like what even is authenticity anymore?
Exactly. Can you be your true self when you're always aware of people watching you?
And this is where Kelce's way of handling things gets even more interesting. Despite everything, he's still focused on his career and those he cares about.
He's got his priorities straight.
It's like he's saying, yeah, this is crazy, but I'm not letting it derail me.
He's staying true to himself.
And that's where Taylor Swift comes in. Kelce mentions how supportive and understanding she is of his career.
She gets it.
It suggests they have a really strong partnership and they understand each other's pressure.
A shared understanding.
They're in it together, figuring it out.
It's actually kind of sweet, right?
It is. It makes you think about how important strong relationships are, especially in these high-pressure situations. Like, even with all the fame, that connection is still so important.
It's essential.
So here we have this seemingly happy, down-to-earth guy, killing it in his job, great family, and now this huge relationship that everyone's talking about.
Seems like he has it all figured out, right?
But is it really that simple?
That's the question. On the surface, it looks perfect, but underneath there's this complex thing going on with fame that he's dealing with.
We're seeing the human side of it.
And that's what makes it so fascinating.
The struggles and wins that people don't usually see.
Exactly. It shows us that even people who have it all still face challenges and expectations. It makes them human and relatable, and it's interesting to see.
Absolutely.
It is.
Okay, so we've unpacked the dynamics of the relationship,
Yeah.
the pressures of fame, and even like the potential impact on his career. Now, I want to know about the impact all this could have on Kelce's career.
Yes, the big question. He's already a huge star, but now there's this whole other level of fame attached to him.
Exactly. It makes you wonder, will this new audience lead to more endorsements? Will it open doors for him outside of just football?
It's definitely possible.
It really is.
He's reaching a whole new group of people who maybe didn't know him before.
Right, like he's a crossover star now.
He's bridging the gap between sports and entertainment.
That's powerful.
It gives him a unique platform to change what it means to be a celebrity athlete today.
It's like a case study.
Exactly. It's fascinating to watch.
It's like we're seeing how personal and professional lives are mixing together in a way we never imagined.
It's the evolution of fame.
And that's why this deep dive is so interesting. It's not just about one guy and his relationship. It's about what it tells us about our own fascination with fame.
Right.
Our need to connect with something bigger than ourselves. And how public image and private life are so intertwined now.
It's all connected.
It really is. Okay, so we've talked about Kelce's personality, family, fame, and even the effect on his career.
Yes.
But it also makes you think, what does it all mean?
Yeah, what are the lessons here?
What can we learn from Travis Kelce's journey?
That's something each listener needs to figure out.
For themselves. Absolutely.
This deep dive isn't just about him, it's about all of us.
Yeah.
And how we deal with fame, relationships, and living a life that feels authentic.
Yeah. A life that feels real.
Finding that balance.
Finding that balance. Absolutely.
Okay, well, we'll be back for our next deep dive, looking into another fascinating topic. Until then,
Keep diving.
keep diving!
And just when you think it can't get more interesting, Travis kind of drops a little hint in the podcast
Oh, yeah.
about maybe working with Taylor Swift on like a project or something.
Ooh, tell me more.
So now everyone's like, what are they up to?
I know. It's brilliant, right? He just throws that out there.
Keeps people guessing.
Yeah. Are they making music? Starting a business? Who knows?
The possibilities are endless.
It definitely keeps people talking.
It does. It does. And it makes you think about how celebrity couples use their platform, right?
Yeah, like, is it just personal or is it part of their brand now?
Is it strategic?
It's an interesting question. I mean, we see more and more couples kind of blending their personal and professional lives these days.
Yeah.
Like, think about Jay-Z and Beyonce, or even the Obamas.
Yeah.
They've built these empires together.
Yeah. They're like a power brand.
Exactly. Their individual brands become something even bigger together.
The whole is greater than the sum of its parts, right?
That's it. So maybe that's what Kelce and Swift are doing, intentionally or not.
It's fascinating.
It raises questions, right? Like, is it something they're both passionate about, or is it just about maximizing their influence?
Yeah. Is it a calculated move?
We don't know for sure, but either way, it's smart.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It keeps them in the spotlight, people are talking about them, and it opens up all these new opportunities.
For both of them. Right. And it kind of shows how celebrity is changing.
Absolutely.
It's not just talent anymore. It's about telling a story, building a narrative.
Exactly. A story that people want to follow.
Yeah, they're doing a great job of that. But even with all the excitement and buzz, there's still this underlying tension, right? The pressure of fame, the constant scrutiny,
Yeah.
the need to be private, but also public.
It's a tough balance.
And get this, one of the sources mentions Taylor Swift going to a Chiefs game in disguise,
Wait, really?
like undercover, to support Travis.
Wow, that's commitment.
It's like a scene from a movie. They're going to great lengths to have some normalcy in their relationship.
It's amazing, like one of the most famous pop stars blending in with the crowd just to be there for her boyfriend.
It's really cool. It is. But it also shows how hard they have to work to carve out those private moments.
Yeah, they're constantly aware of the cameras, the attention, the expectations.
It makes you realize that even when fame seems glamorous, it comes with a cost.
Totally. It's that double-edged sword we talked about. You get amazing experiences and opportunities, but you lose some freedom and privacy.
Even going to a football game becomes complicated.
It makes you wonder if you can ever escape the spotlight once you reach a certain level.
And remember, they're still a new couple, figuring things out as they go.
Yeah, with everyone watching them.
It's like a social experiment unfolding in real time.
I know. It's like, will they keep that balance between public and private? How will they handle the inevitable ups and downs? Especially with all this attention.
And think about the bigger picture.
Yeah.
It's two huge worlds colliding, sports and entertainment.
It's a cultural phenomenon.
And now with Kaler, those worlds are merging in this captivating but kind of unsettling way.
It is. And it shows our fascination with celebrity, our desire to see how the other half lives.
Like we want to peek behind the curtain.
Yeah, we're drawn to these stories even if it means blurring those lines between public and private, between real connection and a constructed image.
Exactly. And it makes you think about our own voyeuristic tendencies.
Oh, for sure.
Like, why are we so invested in the lives of people we don't know? What does it say about us?
It's a lot to think about.
It really is. It even makes you wonder, are we all performing for an audience to some degree? Even in our own lives.
It's like we're all curating our online selves.
Yeah, we're presenting a certain image.
And where does that leave authenticity? Can you be real when you're always aware of being watched?
It's a tough question.
It is. It's something we all have to think about. But hey, let's not get too philosophical here.
Right.
We've still got our deep dive to finish.
You're right. Okay, so we talk about the relationship, the fame, the potential projects. Now I'm wondering about the impact on Kelce's career.
Oh yeah, the million-dollar question.
He's already a star, but now there's this whole other level of celebrity.
Exactly. Will this new audience translate into bigger opportunities? Could it open doors outside of football?
It's definitely possible.
He's appealing to a much wider audience now.
He's a crossover sensation.
He's bridging the gap between sports and entertainment.
And that's huge.
It gives him a unique platform to redefine what it means to be a celebrity athlete in today's world.
It's like he's become this case study in how fame is changing.
Exactly. Personal and professional lives are blending in ways we never imagined.
And that's what makes this so interesting. It's not just about this one relationship. It's about our own fascination with fame and how public image and private life intersect in this digital world.
It's about the bigger picture.
Okay, so we've covered a lot. Kelce's personality, family, the pressures, and even the potential impact on his career.
And through it all, we see someone trying to be himself, even with all this change happening around him.
It's inspiring, but it also raises questions about fame, social media, and how we define success in this world that often feels more virtual than real.
So as we wrap up, I'm left wondering, what does it all mean?
Yeah, what can we learn from all of this?
It's a question each of us has to answer for ourselves.
Absolutely.
Because this isn't just about Travis Kelce, it's about all of us.
It's about how we deal with fame, relationships, and finding a life that feels real and fulfilling.
Right, finding that balance.
Okay, so we've gone deep on Travis Kelce. You know, the athlete, the brother, the boyfriend, the brand.
The whole package.
What are your biggest takeaways from all this?
Well, what strikes me is that Kelce, he's this fascinating mix.
Okay.
He's at the top of his game dating Taylor Swift, a global icon.
Right.
But he still seems so down to earth.
Yeah, very relatable.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he could easily get caught up in all the hype, but he doesn't.
He really doesn't.
He seems genuinely grounded. Do you think that's part of what makes him so appealing?
It has to be, right? That balance of being ambitious, but also staying authentic.
It's a tough balance.
It is.
Yeah.
And I think it reflects how things are changing for athletes today.
Okay.
It's not enough to be good at your sport anymore. You have to connect with fans on a personal level.
Yeah, build that persona.
Exactly.
And Kelce's doing a great job of that.
He really is.
He's not afraid to show his real self, to be vulnerable, and I think that makes him super likable.
Totally. It reminds us that Even in the world of celebrities, human connection matters. We like people who feel real, who seem like someone we could actually hang out with.
Absolutely. And speaking of hanging out, we got to talk about the Kelce brothers.
Oh, they're the best.
Their podcast gives us such a cool look at their relationship.
It's so genuine.
You know, their journey together, how important their family is.
That bond they have is something special.
It is. You could feel the mutual respect, the love they have for each other.
And it reminds us that success is often a team effort, not just in sports, but in life, too.
Right, on and off the field.
Exactly.
And it goes back to that idea of having a good support system.
Absolutely. It's crucial.
Especially with all the pressure and attention.
Yeah, Kelce clearly has that strong foundation, and it helps him deal with all this fame in a really good way.
So I guess as we wrap up this deep dive, the main thing is Travis Kelce's story isn't just some celebrity thing, you know.
It's bigger than that.
It says something about us, about how fascinated we are with fame.
And our need to connect with people who seem extraordinary.
But also relatable.
And how the lines between what's public and what's private are so blurred in this digital world.
It's a lot to unpack.
It is.
And before we go, I have to ask, do you think this relationship will affect Kelce's career?
Oh, the million-dollar question. It's hard to say. Only time will tell.
Yeah, but he's definitely way more visible now.
For sure.
He's reaching people who maybe didn't know him before.
It's a whole new level of fame. It'll be interesting to see what he does with it.
Yeah, the story isn't over yet. I have a feeling it's just going to get more interesting from here.
It probably will. And that's the beauty of a deep dive like this, right? It's not about finding all the answers.
It's about asking the questions.
Exactly. Sparking curiosity, making you think, leaving you with even more questions than when you started.
So, to everyone listening, what do you think? Will this relationship help or hurt Kelce's career?
What do you think?
Will he stay grounded as he gets more and more famous? What does this whole thing say about us? About how we view celebrities and this crazy mix of public and private lives?
Big question.
Big questions. We'll be back for our next deep dive soon with another captivating topic. Until then,
Keep diving.